Ben, what plane are you on? And where are you approximately? I've yet to fly and have internet access. I've still yet to experience this. One Grimbo. Thank you for subbing, One Grimbo. Welcome to the house, my friend. Thank you for your support. Let me give Grimbo a nutty welcome, guys. First thing Grimbo does is post the squirrel cheese emote. Well, you say in-flight Wi-Fi is rubbish, but I remember watching a stream once. I can't remember whose stream it was. It might have been Matt's stream or John Fly. I'm not sure. Somebody was in, and they were watching the stream whilst on board. Was it a 777 or something? I can't remember. And they just left. They were about 2 hours out of where are they flying from? They were over the Middle East, I think. And then somebody sent us a picture, so he took his phone out, took a picture, and then posted it in chat. And he was watching it on a plane, watching a stream. Dude. Let's go and join the trucks. You flew BA on A380, the internet wasn't that bad. This thing doesn't want to pull unless you put it in the climbing gear. You flew Thai A380 and they gave every passenger 15 minutes of free Wi-Fi. So wait, 15 minutes of free Wi-Fi? When you've run out of 15 minutes, does that mean you have to what? Pay for every 15 minutes you use or something? I'd like to try it as well, Flug. It comes the pop-up asking if you want to pay hourly. I love the fact they give you 15 minutes, like, to sort of snare you in. That's a great tactic. I bet if you flew first class, I bet it's free. Wi-Fi is around £18 from Helsinki to Hong Kong, and it's very good. Nice. Presume we want to go on that lane. Do you have any idea why ProMods is non-extracted says the file is corrupt? You need to download it again, Mon. If it says it's corrupt. It's either that or you don't have the right parts. You have to open part 1. Flew on A380 first class and you still have to pay for Wi-Fi. Man, that's crazy. I mean, an A380 first class is going to be thousands of pounds. How can they not give you free Wi-Fi? I mean, unless if they have it, obviously. Your dream place to visit is LA. Why? Depends where they're flying, Gandalf, but yeah, it can be pretty pricey. Not worth it, Mikey. I would have thought so about LA. I know Microsoft, I quite like San Francisco, but I've got to admit the city centre is full of weird people. Felt very uncomfortable in the city centre. I actually felt more comfortable in New York than I did in San Francisco, which I never expected. What kind of weird people? I had, on more than one occasion, I had like strange people following me, like weird woman who was following me, and I was with my daughters as well, and she was coming up to me and saying, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?" like this, like rocking at me. I'm like walking off, and she's crossing the road following after me, going on about sins and sinners and all this kind of thing. Then there was like loads of people, as you're walking down the street, there's loads of people sat on the floor, like, you know, beggars and tramps and stuff. One woman who got up, she was disgusting, and she got up, as she walked past, she touched me like that, and then carried on walking. Just weird stuff like that. Nothing like that happened in New York. Nothing at all. And bear in mind, this is my first time in the States. I was properly weirded out by it. I don't mind that though, Davina. I mean, cross-dressers don't bother me at all. It's like weird people that don't leave you alone start following you and kind of hygienically disgusting people coming up to you and touching you. Like, I don't want that. Get out of my personal space. Leave me alone. You know? People can dress how they want. I don't care. But I've got my own personal space, like, and I don't like weird people like that just invading it. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, in London you get like people trying to hand flyers to you and all kinds of things, but you don't get people like that. I'm used to just walking past a lot of people. I'm used to London, you know? People trying to sell you stuff, hand out stuff, all that kind of nonsense. This is different. Well, just ask the agent. It depends where you go. I mean, I'm talking about San Francisco City. Like, if you go to the outskirts, if you go down to the ports and stuff, there was no trouble at all. I'm talking about specifically right in the centre. Which bit was it? I can't remember the name of it now. The district. You don't want people in your personal place, but when you take photos of people you never met. No, big-headed. That's completely different. It's completely different. I said I don't want people, like weird, unhygienic people, walking up to me and invading my personal space. Like, if I go to an event and I'm meeting fans, yeah, I'm hugging people, taking photos, that's cool. If I'm just some dude walking around the city, I don't want these weird people just coming up to me and touching me. Or following me around, telling me about sinners, you know? I don't want that. Had a similar experience at San Fran. One guy followed for ages and had to stop and ask him what he wanted, but he was adamant he was controlling traffic lights on my phone and wanted me to teach him how to do it. That's brilliant. He thought you was controlling traffic lights with your phone. That's absolutely genius. I'm not really sure which lane I want to be in here. I'm going to go with this one. Geordie ST, 22 months, hello Paul. Enjoying the stream while helping my son solve some math problems for his test tomorrow. Helping him. I love that. If it's anything like Mrs. Squirrel helping her daughter to do maths problems, you know, she manages to help her do maths while her daughter's gone to bed. It's brilliant. Helping you with your maths homework. Whoa, hello. That's getting slidey, slidey, slidey. GQ, that's already happened. I've actually had somebody do that. I was walking around Chelmsford Town Centre and a guy was like, "Oh, hi Squirrel," and I was like, "Hello," and he went, "Oh, my son's a massive fan, can take a quick photo?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he went, "Don't mind that. You know, that's fine." Speedy Sticks, 29 months. I don't know, Mr. Stillman, what do you mean by a dodgy fan? I had one lad trying to pickpocket me at Truckfest. That was amusing. He wasn't a fan though. He was just some kid, like he looked about 11 or 12, and Mrs. Squirrel clocked him at first. He was acting all weird around me. And you could see what he was doing. He knew my phone was in my pocket, and he kept trying to position himself around the back of me here so he could go for it. But what he didn't know was Mrs. Squirrel was stood 2 meters away watching his every move. So in the end, like after I'd realised what he was doing, like trying to pickpocket me, I sort of went over to him and went, "Alright mate." And he was like, "Hiya," I said, "Do you want something?" And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to say hi." I said, "Alright." And then I gave him like one of my Squirrel business cards and sent him on his way. So I think he was kind of blagging like he was nervous, but he wasn't. He was trying to basically grab my phone. So that's about the weirdest fan I've had. AWBGSY? AWB? Thank you for subbing. Welcome to the Nut House. Thank you for your support. Thanks for giving him a nutty welcome, guys. Yeah, but Neil and no, there's no point, is there? There's no point reacting like that. Basically, the way I reacted to him was to be friendly to him, to give him something, let him know that he was being watched, and then send him on his way. Yeah? Even though he's trying to steal from me, I didn't feel the need to be nasty to him. I just thought it'd be better to just give him something, like as if, you know, if I gave him something, maybe that would send him on his way anyway, because he just wanted something. Just some desperate kid. You don't know his background. Oh boy, this doesn't want to turn. No, that wasn't this year's Truck Fest. It was either last year or the year before. I think it was 2 years ago. What do I think about the Italia DLC? I look forward to any map expansion. Give him a card, it may leave him confused. Maybe. I kind of tried to appeal to the sort of sense of, well, I can't steal from a guy that's just given me something. You know what I mean? By showing him charity and giving him something, I think it makes him less likely to steal from me, because he might feel a little bit bad about doing that. I don't know. And it worked. He disappeared and I didn't see him anymore. Maybe he's watching the stream now. I doubt it, but maybe. You heard SCS is taking us to an Italian restaurant. Sounds good to me. What the heck? Where did he come from? I guess we'll be getting a repair as well as a sleep. Surface $700. I've been to Bella Italia, yeah. $3:22 a.m. Does anybody watch Big Brother? I don't. I hate it. I think it sucks. But the guy who narrates Big Brother in the UK, his voice is ridiculous. I got to think that there's no way that guy talks like that in real life. He can't possibly be a natural voice. 27-ton come flat car across Italy. You can't believe Big Brother exists. It's all the people they have on it now are just unreal, aren't they? Like, I've never heard of any of them. It's supposed to be a celebrity Big Brother, and I've never heard of anybody on it. Might take that, actually. Flat car, 27 tons. Oh, X Factor voice man's great. Charlie. It's just, I mean, it's just massively overdone, isn't it? No, the daughter watches it. They all watched Love Island when that was on. They always watch the, what's it called, the one, I'm a Celebrity, the one set in Australian jungles. They always watch that, they love that one. But Big Brother is only my daughter who watches that. Everybody else thinks it's boring. Which it is. Oh yeah, the truck skin. Yeah, good call. Good call, one sec. Let me check my Discord message. Okay, I have no idea where he posted it. I'm guessing here. There it is. Okay, where the heck do I put that then? Some DDS file? I've no idea where you put this. Do you have to put it inside the... Like, is it... The DDS file? Is that going to be fine? Don't they normally have to be zip or SCS? Check the Discord message from Paulie. Hang on. You got to put the DDS file directly into the mod. It's the only way it will work. Oh, God. Hang on a sec. One second. Right, so if I take a copy of this, and then we rename that to a zip file, and then we open that up, this is a faff. So where does this go now, I wonder? Like, it doesn't even tell me where to put it. Directly into the mod. Yeah, but where in the mod? Go back. Big-headed, you can't say that, dude. There's like a 10-second delay or something between me and you. If you say go back. Mod folder. There isn't a mod folder. What about the mods folder in ETS2? I don't understand what you're saying. I just got this out of my mods folder.
Happy anniversary.
Are you saying that... No, you can't just put it in the mods folder. He says you've got to put the DDS file direct into the mod. Into the mod. Not into the mod folder. Into the mod. Yeah? This is the mod. I need to know where to put this DDS file in this mod. Then repack it and put it back into the mod folder. It doesn't go in the mod folder. It goes into the mod. I've not put the file in yet. The file is still here. Look, this is the file. Yeah, this is the file he gave me, the DDS file. This needs to go into the mod somewhere. As if this search ever works. What's it called? It's called Alas something or other. Material, maybe? Material. Metal, ropes, environment, UI. I don't know. Dashboard, accessory, map. For the love of God. Okay. I've got an idea. Let's not bother. Because that's just way too much faff. It's in vehicle. It would have been great if it had said, here's the file, put it in this part of the mod. But it's like, here, figure it out. Drop the DDS on top of the mod itself. This is an unpack of the mod, guys. Vehicle, truck, FH16, FH12, interior, that's no good. Could be anywhere. Yeah, well, that's that one. I think I can live without having the name on the top.
anniversary,
Aye.
Nata.
Some options have we got here? Ooh. Let's take the yellow one. Ma 8771, 32 months. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ma. Hope you're well. Hope you're feeling better. Chris 94, by the way, Paul, I experienced that as well. People just randomly touch you. It was when I was in Oslo last year. I like Oslo, but there's a lot going on there. But of course, it's a big city. Yeah. I mean, big city aside. Orange socks you have indeed. Possibly, maybe, have to get fuel on this run. Thanks for resume, Orange Socks. Wow. This is actually a very long trailer. This is going to be interesting. Actually, though, it's got steering axles, I think. I can't see, but I think it has steering axles. Good night, Matt. Yeah, that's definitely got steering axles, just by the way it's just gone vroom. Not sure what you mean, Gandalf. Good morning, you're in New York City. If you was in New York City, it would be 5 PM for you. So how does that work, Ben? Does it make any sense? Now I can mix people's name. Oh, Gandalf, Twitch calculates that one automatically based on the bits that you send. Yeah, 4 PM in New York City. Either way, it's not morning, is it? It's 4 PM, but we like to think it's morning. You should move to the West Coast and then you can say that. I don't think Ben's in New York City at all. Charlie Sims. I'm getting my new gaming laptop tomorrow. Ooh. I amended the order to put 32 gigs of RAM in. I'm so excited, but I've got to go now, and I'll see you on Thursday with that new Thursday night farming tune, lol. Charlie Sims, have a good one. I hope that laptop is awesome, dude. Ever consider getting a truck driver's license? I don't know, I mean, like I'm doing a pilot's license so I can fly around and stuff and get GoPro footage. I'm not really sure what I would do with a trucking license apart from hire trucks and drive them around. That's the thing. I like how this says telepass over the top, but it's completely not a telepass. You're in New York City. Okay. Come on. And to think about refueling. Rent a very big camper. I actually don't know what my license would let me drive at the moment. In a non-articulated sense. I think the biggest thing I can drive is a Luton van. Stream has changed a lot since 2013 when I used to watch more regularly NFS. Always evolving, bro. Shotgun kill, 30 months. If there wasn't 12 months every year, it would be 3 years. Very true. I'm alright, Rosie, thank you. Can you drive an RV? I don't know. I presume there's a tonnage limit that you can drive. Well, I did, Ken, so I can drive 7.5 ton on your car license. Traffic Rat, good name. Can we give Traffic Rat a nutty welcome, guys? Thank you for your support, and welcome to the Net House. Can't wait for Italy DLC. Everything will look so much better. Hope so. Driving test difficult, Diamond. Not compared to a pilot's test. Ben, that's the second time I've seen that message. Let's pull into here. Get some fuel. You wouldn't like to retake your test again now, Heyman? I'd be fine. I mean, there's some bits I'd have to polish up on, but I'd be fine. I know I can control the car. That's what really matters. Passing a test is like remembering to do the faff things that they make you do. Like holding the wheel with 2 hands and feeding the wheel. Like nobody does that. Oh, it's the 3rd time I've seen that, Ben. This is impressive. Like, you wrote a message, Ben, copied it and pasted it, and then pasted it again, and then pasted it again. I mean, that's a bit spammy. Your confidence in your driving won't polish up as the observation in the mirrors. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I use my mirrors a lot, but when you're doing a test, you've got to let the driving instructor know that you're using your mirrors a lot. And the only way you can do that is to make it really obvious. McPlays, what are they doing with the driving test? What are they changing? Just pull in here. They're going to allowing learners on the motorway as of 2019. That's a huge mistake. Unless, do you mean, hang on, do you mean learners who have an instructor with them, Black Hawk, so? Yeah, I presume that's what you mean. As in, they're going to be on the with an instructor. So they're making that part of the test, presumably, which is about time. Same with night driving, that should be part of it as well. Do people still use the rear view mirrors? I do. Obviously if you drive a van or something you can't, but I use the rear view mirrors a lot.
Happy anniversary.
Mostly to check on what my kids are doing. Simcopter, 18 months, hello Squirrel. Hope you all had a great weekend. Not bad, Sim. Hope you're well, sir. Well, Floaty, that's an interesting observation. Some people who live like an hour from a motorway. I don't know how they're going to solve that one. Do I like the idea of electric vehicles, Andy? It's an interesting question, Andy. I'm kind of asking myself that question. I'm also wondering where you're coming from. Because it kind of sounds like a loaded question, Andy. Do I like the idea of electric vehicles? So here's the thing, Andy. If I sit in my vehicle and I put my foot down and it accelerates, and I put my foot on the brake pedal and it slows down, other than that, you know, like my ability to get my vehicle to go forwards and stop and go backwards, the actual unit that's powering that vehicle, is it really that important what technology it's made from if it does its job really well? I'm thinking probably not. I'm thinking if I had an electric vehicle as opposed to a combustion engine, the only thing that would concern me, because I know electric vehicles can perform extremely well, the only thing that's concerning me is what's the battery life going to be? What's my range, yeah? If my range on my car is 100 miles, I don't like the idea of that. If the range on my electric car is 500 miles, that's more like what I'm used to. So my only question then is, how long does it take me, if I run out of energy, how long does it take me to recharge my vehicle? So the two things that bother me about an electric vehicle are the range and how quick it is to recharge. I actually don't care that it's not a combustion engine. So, to answer your question, Angie, no, it doesn't bother me. The things that bother me are what it's like to live with. Bear in mind that I used to have a hybrid car, which is what Mrs. Squirrel drives now, which is halfway to an electric anyway. But we know that electric cars are going to be better for the planet anyway because they're not chucking fumes out the back. You know, you've got to appreciate, I think, Andy, that burning fossil fuel to power a car is on its way out. It's going to end. It's going to end. In the UK, it's going to stop happening in 2040. People are going to stop making them, stop selling them. They can't sell them anymore. So the combustion engine that we've all known and loved for the last 100 years is going. And it's being replaced by the electric. So, like it or not, it's going to happen. What about old-timers? What do you mean, Gandalf? Well, not really. Populous, you need to fast forward 10 years, right? In 10 years' time, electric charging points will be everywhere. Put it this way, if the government has said that we're not going to sell cars that are diesel or petrol in 2040, you better believe there's a plan to build more charging points. There must be. So in 10 years' time, there's going to be a lot more. Another 10 years after that, there's going to be way more. That will be solved. Fossil fuels are still technically burned to power the cars. Well, that's another interesting problem, isn't it? When I plug my charging point into my car and I charge my car up, where did that electricity come from? Yeah? How was that electricity generated? Did it come from a wind turbine? Did it come from a nuclear power station? Did it come from a coal power station? How do we know? We probably don't have much control over that. Let's get in that lane. Well, it is floaty, fat man. I don't know. I've always liked the idea of swapping cells out, but I don't think that's going to happen because batteries are too heavy. Dr. D, currently 80% electricity comes from coal stations. In which country, Dr. D? It's different in every country, surely. I know France, for example, has a lot of nuclear power stations. I don't know what percentage of electricity is produced by nuclear for them, but that's going to be different to the UK. In your country, 70% is geothermal. See, geothermal's a fantastic way of generating power. Electric cars aren't loud enough. No, exactly, Heyman, exactly. Every country has different resources. That's the point. Because every country has different resources, you know, some can use what they have to generate electricity, I can't speak, whereas others can't. Like, in the UK, we had huge amounts of coal mines. We had a lot of coal. So naturally, we burned a lot of coal to generate power. We don't have geothermal points that we could use in the UK, so that's not an option. We do have a lot of wind, so we could generate, you know, wind power. But every country's different. Point is, if you're going to put electric cars in every country, each country's going to generate electricity in its own way. And you, as the purchaser of electricity, you're going to have little control over where that comes from. I thought the game was going to crash then. Well, I don't know how they're going to solve that one either, Trucking Pilot. Electricity bill's still going up. So's my fuel bill. Prices are always going up, aren't they? Hamster sales. Oh, I love it. This truck is noisy. I don't think this truck is noisy. I think it's very quiet. Imagine the US will not ban the sale of petrol and diesel cars like France and the UK did. I don't know. That's a decision for the US to make. It's pretty ironic considering Tesla and Elon Musk are all based in America. But yet France and the UK are the ones saying, right, we're not going to sell these cars. We're going to go electric. I think electric cars are pretty inevitable, guys. That's the thing. The problem is it's always the next generation of people that accept them. The current generation are always like us. We're always the ones who go, oh, I don't know about that. It'll never catch on. I like my V8. We're the dinosaurs here. The next generation will adopt this. It'll be hard for you to accept electric. Of course it will, Heyman. It's a seismic shift in what you're used to. It was hard for my parents to accept computers. It was hard for them to accept video recorders when they came out. And they were pretty simple. You want a Tesla 3, but think you'll wait 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I'd like a Tesla, but they're very expensive. I think, you know, I'd rather wait a few years for them to get a lot better. Imagine when the combustion engine was coming out, yeah? Imagine when everybody was going around with horse and cart. Materials were being moved by horse and cart, or by barges that horses were pulling down the canals. This is how goods were being moved. Imagine all the people when they were saying one day this engine, which was like rubbish, it was like 10 horsepower. It couldn't pull very much, and people were going, you'll never replace the horse. You know, I don't think I'll ever adapt to that stupid contraption that on 4 wheels over there. It's the same thinking. It's the same thinking to think that things aren't going to change, that what you're used to is how it's always going to be. It's not. It's always evolving. And yes, we'll find it hard to move from combustion to electric, but we won't be the ones doing it. We'll be at the tail end of that migration. It'll be your kids and your grandkids that are basically driving around electric cars, looking back at combustion cars and going, flippin' heck, I bet it was horrible having to breathe those fumes. That's just the way the world works. Are we talking transport Phoebe? No, we're talking about people's inability to adopt change. That's what we're really talking about. And I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about me, you know, I'm talking about all of us. We're all like that. We get used to how things are and we don't like the idea of things changing massively. Of course I remember VCRs, James. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not really a matter of when electric cars will take off, but they will. They will. It's inevitable. You can't really stop it. What's a VCR? You can't adapt to automatic shifting, you love your manual. Well, I love the control that manual brings, but equally, you know, if you're stuck in traffic jams and stuff, having automatic is just so nice. My car has automatic, but it also has paddle shift. So I know when the car is gonna struggle. Like when it's gonna try and change gears when I don't want it to. You know, I just paddle shift it at that point. I drop it down into a gear that I want it to be in, and it'll hold that gear for me. But when you're stuck in stop-start traffic, there it goes again. What a scumbag! Hasn't crashed for ages! When you're stuck in stop-start traffic, you can't beat having an automatic gearbox. Nah, I can't bother, Rome. It's not worth it now. Do you know what? We've gone for ages without that thing crashing. If we all drive electric cars, I will not be able to afford the bills for it. It's strange how you kind of make that decision. I mean, if you add up how much you spend on fuel in a month, and then how much you spend on electricity to power your entire house in a month, how do they compare? Because I reckon, on my car, given the mileage I do, and obviously everybody's mileage varies, I spend around about £80 a month on fuel, average. Yeah? Sometimes it'll be 60. Depends what I do. My electric bill each month is about £90. So I almost spend on my car's fuel what I spend on my entire house. Powering my washing machines, my tumble dryer, you know, the lights, the TVs, all of these computers, everything. My entire electric bill, compared to my car's fuel, I would say it's going to be cheaper. But we'll see. But it all depends how many miles you do, you know? It really does. I'm not a massive, you know, mileage eater. Some people are. But the other thing about electric cars, I mean, most people tend to go less than 20 miles. Like, most of their journeys are less than 20 miles. And for electric cars are fantastically, like, efficient for that. I don't know where you get that from, Billy. You spend $275 on electric and $60 on gas. What are you doing? How do you spend so much on electric? What the heck? $275 on electric. I think I pay at the moment, it's about £150 a month for my gas and electric. And it's split to about £90 or £100 is electric, and then the rest is gas. So it's like 2/3 electric, 1/3 gas. That's £150 a month, and I think that's a lot. But for a family of 5, it's actually not that bad. But that's because I fit LED lights everywhere and make people turn lights off and stuff. But $275? That's true, Gandalf. Well, Heapster, I have one computer on 24/7. But here's the thing, like my son, his PC is on a lot as well. Because he's always, you know, rendering stuff, editing stuff for school, uploading stuff. So his PC's on a lot as well as mine. There's pretty much 2 PCs on all the time. Yeah, gas central heating to warm my home. So I only use gas for the heating and the gas hob.